back, and we have Mr. Kerry here with us. He's one of our county commissioners. Welcome, Kerry. How are you doing today?
Doing good. It's nice to be here this morning.
Well, thank you
for coming by.
Thank you for joining us. So, you know what? I often have just wondered, what exactly does a county commissioner do? What's a typical day like for you?
My typical day, I get up about 4 o'clock in the morning. I leave the house by 5:30, go by the road department on the east side, check in with the engineer and the guys at work that do the work. We got some really good county road department employees that get out here and do a lot for the community. And then I'll come to the office, or it may take me and the engineer and may go out to a road or some area in the county that's had a complaint and look at it and just see what there's anything we can do to help the situation.
Yes, sir.
Then I come to the office, return phone calls, answer emails, have meetings.
Oh yeah,
and then I have another meeting.
The broad
lots
spectrum
of meetings, lots and lots of meetings.
Yeah. So it's a really good, enjoyable job. I enjoy it because you get to help the people. And you know, you wish you had more money where you could hit more issues, but you have to. It's like your budget at home. You have to do whatever your budget allows you to do. And so that's what myself and the other two commissioners, that's what we try to do for the county, is stay within the budget and do the best for the county that we can.
So every day is kind of pretty much different, huh?
Yes, you never know what's going to be going on when you get in, you know, because you may have a meeting set at a certain time, but then you may have another meeting come up that you don't know about, or something may happen that you wasn't expecting. You know.
I can imagine incidences like the wreck we had here the other day would be something in that.
Yeah. Now that really don't affect us in the city limits, but still, you know, it's a way that we have to deal with stuff like that.
Yes, sir.
Different road issues,
Yeah,
things like that. Will
personnel, budget, you know, all kinds of types of things like that that may come up.
What is the most common problem you run into, or obstacle for you personally within the community?
I think the most common problem for us is the finance part of it, not having the money to do what we need to do. You know, and it's just, that makes it tough because you want to do what's right for the people of the county, because when you run, that's what your goals are, to be that person for the county and represent them and do what's right for them. And then when you're looking at the budget part of it and the money's just not there, it's hard to tell people, look, I don't have the money, or we don't have the money to do that for you.
Right.
You know.
Very true. So what inspired your political career here in Coleman?
Well, I grew up in Coleman County. I was a deputy sheriff for 16 years. Then I was a revenue agent for the county for 9 years, and now retired. And I've always liked being in service and helping people. So that was my goal, and I looked at this as another way that I could help people in this community and work for them.
Well, that sounds really awesome. So have you enjoyed being a commissioner so far?
I very much enjoyed it. I told you earlier, 99.9% of it's been good. I've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed all the people I meet, and the people have been really good to me, you know, and I've got a good response. And I think what they like is that this commission, we return calls, we go out and see people. If there's something going on, we try to be on the job, working presence in the community and involved.
Yeah, y'all are definitely everywhere, and I love that. I love seeing y'all out in public, and y'all definitely address the issues and concerns of people.
Thank you.
Speaking of that, Mr. Garry Marchman,
Yes, sir.
can you give us an update on his situation?
He's better than he was, but he's still got a long road ahead of him. You know, they're still trying to figure out what caused his liver to fail, and they're working on that, trying to get that straightened out. He's still in the hospital, so I'm sure him and his family would appreciate your prayers.
Absolutely.
And we're ready for him to be back. You know, he's part of a team. We're a commission. We're not just one. It's not one person per se. Each area, we're a team. When we step up there, we work for this community as a team. That's what the commission is a team. It's a team effort.
So with him being temporarily away, does the responsibilities he have shared between you?
What we have done to help cover the west side, we've split the responsibilities. If calls come in, we're taking care of it, making sure everybody's taken care of and everything's covered. Myself and Chairman Walker, and also the engineer John Lane is also helping. Like when we get stuff, we'll get to him if it's road related. Any other issues, we're taking care of myself and Chairman Walker.
Right. Now, continuing from that forward, are there any large projects you guys are working on this year?
Right now, we're right in the middle of the paving season. This year, we were actually able to pave approximately 80 miles of road, which is not a lot, but it's most we could do. And we're really proud of that because, of course, you know, we've got 2,200 miles of road. in the county. And 80 miles, when you look at that, it's not a whole lot, but it's like I said, it's living within your budget and trying to do what you can.
It's the steps you take to
Yes,
complete.
and
Yes, sir.
we've tried some new stuff. It's called fog seal. Our engineer, we're trying to think outside the box. For 40 years, we've done the same thing, and it's not working. So we've got to look at some different angles. So our engineer, he's really good, and myself and the other commissioners are good at looking outside that box. And there's some stuff called fog seal that we put on the Go Ridge Road. And what it is, it's a seal they spray over it. It looks like asphalt, and it seals the road. And it's supposed to make the road last approximately 3 to 5 years longer. So if we can get that to work, that means the money we've been spending on the same roads over and over and over, we can take that money and work on a different road. So we're trying to look at new ideals, and hopefully they work, but you don't know if they're going to work till you try them. And fog seal is about probably less than a tenth of asphalt.
That's wonderful.
So, you know, we did like...
Some more affordable and long-lasting, definitely.
And I can only imagine as time goes on, more technology, more products will be released, and everything helps. So eventually it might just be another system.
Yes, and you know, that's the deal. We just got to be able to open our minds to it. I mean, when people are used to seeing something done the same way 40 years or 30, it's like none of us like change. You know, we would like to be in that place where we know what's going to happen. And sometimes that change is good, and with the roads, we've got to look at change because our roads just don't hold up like they should. And one thing is the base that we have. We have a lot of white horse clay and stuff like that other places don't, but a lot of it falls back to the dollar. And I hate to say that, but if your tax base that you're getting is not, we're like number 2 or 3 in the state in roads, we're number 15th in tax revenue we get for roads. So that's a big gap from where we would like to be.
Well, from the budget that we've seen in the past, I mean, obviously you guys are doing the best that you can because we have, from my experience, some of the better roads in the state. I mean, I've driven everywhere, and my car thanks the road system every time we come through Coleman in comparison to a lot of places. So, I mean, no one has any ill feelings towards that. So we do appreciate, you know, what you guys do out there to really make it easier for the rest of us.
I appreciate that.
Yes, sir. So we've covered, you know, what it is that you do. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? How long have you been in the Coleman area?
I'm going to tell you how old I am. I'm 52 years. 52 years. I'm married. My wife, Renee, is a assistant director of transportation for the County Board of Education. I have a daughter, Jessica. She works for Premier Bank.
Oh, wow.
And my family, we all grew up in the Go Ridge area. You know, so I came from a family of 6. So we're all here from Coleman and live here locally.
So we just stayed native.
Yes.
that works.
Yes.
Well, that's great. What is probably the hardest situation you've had to overcome as a commissioner to date?
I think the hardest part to me is the personnel issues. Because when you're dealing with personnel, you're dealing with people's lives.
Right.
So I take that serious. But you also got to realize that when you're dealing with personnel and dealing with their lives, you're representing the county too. So I've got to look at both sides, that I'm protecting the county, but also protecting the employee.
Right.
So, you know, I think the personnel issues to me are the toughest.
And I can understand that. And it's just, in any people job, it's just about meeting the needs of the people at the same time, making sure that you meet the majority's happiness in that sense. Well, we appreciate you coming on with us today.
Thank you for your service to the community.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Is there any contact information you'd like to give, or is there any way we can reach you?
If you need to get in touch with me, you can call the Coleman County Commission office. And believe it or not, I can't remember that number right now.
Oh, that's fine.
But you can also reach me on my cell phone. It's 256-620-2801.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you for being with us today.
Thank y'all for having me.
And if you'll stay tuned, we've got some more interesting things to talk about today, so we'll be right back.